I made this tortilla out of instant ramen. And in this week's episode, I'm not only gonna show you how I did it, but I'm also gonna visit a local LA food truck to learn the art of yakitori from their head chef. And together, we're gonna make this week's fusion dish. This is Lazy Susan Fusion, the show that combines classic cuisines and iconic dishes to make an all-new fusion recipe. On today's episode, the all-new fusion dish we will be making is the Japanese taco. When I think of the best tacos that I've ever had, they're always street tacos. That's why I'm here on the streets of LA at the Yakitana Food Truck, the home of LA's best Robatayaki, to talk to Chef Yosuke about Japanese street food. Konnichiwa, Chef Yosuke. I'm here to talk about Robatayaki.
Sure, come on in.
Dan.
Sir.
Chef Yosuke.
Hi.
Thank you for having us on the food truck. Let's go talk Robatayaki.
Let's do it.
What is the difference between yakitori and Robatayaki?
The yakitori is mainly for the chicken, because the tori means the chicken. Yaki means the grill. Grilled chicken means yakitori in English. Robata mainly from the place we eat. All the people use the robata for cooking by itself. Robata is more like a large category.
Is yakitori more commonly on the street, or is it more commonly inside at a restaurant?
Actually, it's a good question. So yakitori have two level. I mean, one for all Japanese people around the station, around office. The price is only the $1.50 or $2 only. But they are a very fancy, elegant, gorgeous yakitori place in Japan. It has set menu only, one person, 100 something. So they are a two level.
Wow. Yakitori is deceptively simple. I mean, it's just yakitori, right? So whether it's high-level yakitori or low-level, the thing that separates one restaurant from the other is the sauces that go on each skewer. At Yakitana, Chef Yosuke developed individual sauces to pair with each individual skewer. For example, to balance out the lean filet mignon, he added an olive oil garlic sauce to add a little bit of fat. But for the overly fatty Wagyu, he made an apple onion sauce that cuts through the grease with some sweetness. He also made a spicy miso sauce to add an extra kick to the shrimp and chicken wing skewers. But the most important sauce at any yakitori restaurant by far is the Tare sauce. It's an aged mother sauce that chefs will use to dip the skewers in once cooked or brush over the skewers before serving. Tare sauce, as you may have guessed by its name, is the origin for teriyaki sauce, which actually comes from Seattle. But as an aged sauce, Tare is made very differently. If you were starting a new restaurant with a new Tare, what do you start with?
Soy sauce and mirin is mainly. We put some grilled chicken, grilled onions to make it flavorful. And then we just add and make it aged chicken Tare.
How old are they?
20 or 30 and more.
20, 30 years?
Years aged Tare. Yes,
Wow.
seriously.
There's some Michelin star restaurants that have it like that. There's one in New York. They had one for 30 years.
I guess for the food truck, just us, we make it by ourselves. It costs a lot actually. So
When you study to be a yakitori chef in Japan, how many years before you can open a restaurant or call yourself yakitori chef?
For prep, 3 years. For grill, forever.
Okay.
In Japanese, a forever. I don't know. Something like that. So it's never ending. Because learning yakitori is a never-ending process and YouTube won't let me upload a never-ending video, I'm just gonna share with you 3 tips that Chef Yosuke taught me about yakitori and one that I just picked up watching him cook. The first was the importance of prepping all of your skewers before anything goes on the grill. So I try to make it at the same time because everything we have to serve at the exact same time as the customer wants. So once we start making this one, I can stop. So in order to have everything ready at the same time, you have to stagger start times based on how long you know the skewers are gonna take. Second was the importance of different heat zones on the grill for different skewers. Some of the place is gonna be for hottest side, like a Wagyu or something beef is gonna be hot. But some of the place is gonna be stay like a low or medium temperature. To change the temperatures of these zones, Chef Yosuke would use a fan to control and adjust the airflow in certain areas of the grill. And the third tip was the importance of sake when salting the meat and veggies. Sake make it moist and more flavorful. And sometimes we put salt on it, make it stuck. So if we don't put any sake here, so it's easy to drop. But if once we put some sake, it's stuck more.
And the last tip I noticed when I was watching the footage back editing was if there was a long or slippery item, he would skewer it twice and cross the skewer's handles so that the item wouldn't rotate or slip around the end of the skewer. I am definitely gonna use this one next time I make s'mores. For the Japanese taco, Chef Yosuke was obviously in charge of the toppings, which left me in charge of the tortillas. And rather than make them out of corn or flour, I decided to make them out of instant ramen. It took a few failed attempts, but the recipe that ended up working out was actually pretty simple. Here's how you do it. First, you want to overcook a pack of noodles to get them extra soggy. Seriously, you can just forget you're cooking them, go watch a couple of my YouTube videos, and come back. They'll be perfectly done. You also want to blend up another pack of noodles until they are a super fine powder. If your blender can't get it to a fine enough powder, you can also pass it through a mesh strainer or use a mortar and pestle or spice grinder to break up those larger bits. Depending on the flavor packet you use, I would also add that here too, because sometimes they have little dried vegetable chunks in them. I tried soy, chicken, beef, pork, and shrimp. I preferred the soy and chicken, so that's what I made for Chef Yosuke. Then add in your cooked noodles, and you can't see it here because my camera steamed up, but I also added a half teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of shortening. Blend all that together into a tacky, loose dough. With about a ping pong ball sized piece of dough, you can either use a tortilla press or improvise and just throw all your body weight onto a cutting board. You want to press the dough to a thickness of about 1 to 2 millimeters. Then grill it on a hot skillet or cast iron pan. You want something you can get super rippin' hot. Cook 20% on one side, 60% on the first flip, and then 20% after the second flip. This will seal the outside while leaving the inside moist to create the steam that after the second flip will get trapped between the sealed outside edges, and that will make your tortilla puff up. The puff makes the tortilla light and fluffy, but if it doesn't puff, it's still gonna be pretty good. Just know what you're aiming for and keep trying things differently until you get it. And that's the ramen tortilla. Tastes pretty good, but let's see what Chef Yosuke thinks.
I heard about that. This one is inside because I never tried a soy sauce taco. Tortilla, sorry. Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone has. I don't think anyone's made soy sauce tacos
It's
before.
amazing, yeah.
Put some meat on there, maybe some sauce, some vegetables, and
Both
make a
mashed for
taco.
the yakitori too, yeah.
We tried a few different meat and tortilla combinations to see what would make the best Japanese taco. We started with a pork belly taco with garlic sauce and fresh lime on a chicken tortilla. Sugoi! Then, we used the soy tortilla to make a veggie taco with shishito peppers, cherry tomatoes, and a white mushroom, topped off with a drizzle of Tare sauce.
Yeah, veggie tacos. Yeah, cheers.
That might be my favorite one. And it was, until we tried the Wagyu. Like I said before, the Wagyu comes with an apple onion sauce, and we tried it all with a chicken tortilla.
Cheers.
Oh wow, the sweet apple.
I like it. Original sausage.
The sauces are perfect for each meat.
Yeah, so it's on purpose.
Yeah. But Chef Yosuke trained for over a decade to be a yakitori chef, so his specialty is, well, yakitori. So I asked him what his favorite chicken cut was for our masterpiece, and it did not disappoint.
We have this one, we call Negima. Because Negi means this one. Ma
Okay.
means between in Japanese. So Negima means this one, Negi between chicken, so Negima.
Okay. So for the Japanese taco, we used the Negima, chicken thigh and grilled onion, topped with some fresh onion, a little bit of shredded chili, and a drizzle of Tare sauce. All of that went perfectly with the soy tortilla.
Yeah.
Try some. The chicken skin is so crispy. That's the best part. Oh my gosh.
I think it's good match with this soy sauce flavor. Tare is good.
It's a Japanese taco.
Right, yeah.
The Japanese taco is not on the menu at Yakitana yet. But you have the recipe for the ramen tortilla, so if you're ever in LA, stop by the Yakitana Food Truck and try to make one for yourself. Or just enjoy some of their Robatayaki. I would recommend everything. Just eat it all. It was an absolute pleasure collaborating with Chef Yosuke on this dish, and it is no surprise that the Japanese taco is now the #1 recipe on the show. Subscribe to find out what fusion dish I come up with next time. This is Lazy Susan Fusion.
That's pretty good. Tortilla complements it pretty well. Ties it all together.